Good evening. Welcome to Laurel Ridge information session. We're glad that you're able to join us. We're going to give it one more minute to see if we have anyone else joining us live. If not, we will be sharing out the recording this evening so that others can learn and participate in this information when they have time throughout their week, or whenever you join us and find the link. We're happy to share the information. If you have questions while we're going through the content this evening, please feel free. If you would prefer to unmute your mic, it won't be a huge crowd to balance, so it will be a nice opportunity to dialogue. But also know that you can utilize the chat feature and the toolbar that's probably floating at the top or bottom of your screen. That little text bubble opens up a chat box, and my colleague Guy Curtis will be monitoring that. So with that, I think we will go ahead and get started. Be mindful of our 30-minute time tonight so that we keep the information consistent and concise so that you can get a great overview of Laurel Ridge Community College. So welcome again. My name is Michelle Cribbs. I'm the coordinator for college outreach, and we'll be sharing with you information on college opportunities for our students, as well as application process, the short online free application. And then at the end, we will talk about more ways that you can continue to engage with us throughout your decision-making process. So again, I'm going to share some high-level information and then followed up by some specific ways that you can continue to learn more or take the next step, which is apply and enroll in one of our programs. I'm joined by my colleague, Guy Curtis, who is the Director of Marketing for Laurel Ridge Community College. Again, he's going to be manning the chat. So if you do have questions, feel free to go ahead and put those in the chat box. So I'm going to start by playing a video. It's just a welcome video from our president, Kim Blosser, but it does provide a really good overview of the college, our footprint, our service region, and then we'll move into our website and how to use that website as a resource as you are starting to consider our college, or if you know for sure that you're planning to attend here, again, accessing information as you have questions. We know that that's a really great resource for you as you're navigating your classes or being a student here with us. So let's go ahead and start this video. Just listen for about 2 minutes, a minute and a half, so that you can learn more about who we are as Laurel Ridge Community College. Oh, so my apologies. Guy Curtis said we missed all the audio on that. All right, well then maybe what we will do is we will play that at the end. I may have to go back in and change a setting inside the video, but know that we will actually drop the link for that video in the chat. So if you have some time after, we will go ahead and share that link with you. And then maybe, again, if you have a few minutes, if we can't get the audio to work, we'll at least give you the resource and you can go ahead and watch that when you have a few minutes. Okay, so let's move on to our overview of our college website. So I just want to share that, again, I know that deciding on college or choosing a program can be an ongoing process for a lot of our students. So we want to use our website for you to use as a tool moving forward. On our site, laurelridge.edu, you're going to see some success stories when you first log in, and then you're going to see 3 resource opportunities under our Explore ribbon. There's an opportunity to explore careers or take a career assessment, and we know a lot of students that start with us aren't sure exactly what content area or career they may want to consider. So it's a great resource for you. If you click on that careers button, you'll see our career coach resource. It gives you the opportunity to take a career assessment, maybe a quick 10-question survey, or maybe you want to dive in a little bit longer and do a 30 or a 60-question assessment. Maybe do all 3, and that will give you either some consistent feedback or maybe give you some options to explore. Another helpful tool that is matched to this site is our career browse. You can put in a career area, and then you can look in our service region to see how, how many companies are hiring. Is this a good area for that industry for me? Am I going to have the confidence that there'll be some employability when I finish my program? So we do encourage you to use some of these tools as you're going through your program. Again, if you want to build your resume, it has a tool right inside to help you with that as an option as well. So, again, use this as part of your decision-making process. What do I want to study? Where are my strengths? Where are my, preferences in terms of, what I would want from a career? So that's one great resource to use as you're starting to explore what might be a good fit for you at the community college. The next area I want to cover and show you how to navigate is how to learn more about what program areas we offer. So at Laurel Ridge Community College, we offer 12 pathway options. There are 11 specific categories, and then our undecided general studies option as well. Again, about 60% of our students are trying to determine or get some clarity on what they want to study moving forward. So they just start with a core foundation of some of those general ed classes, and then have the opportunity to pick and choose some other classes in these content areas to really refine what might be a good fit for them. Inside each of our pathway choices, so our pathway of business or education, engineering, trades, and industry, we have 3 categories of programs, and oftentimes students don't understand the types of programs when they're looking at colleges. So when we look at, say, business, for example, you're going to use our website to see the different types of programs. So at the top of the website, you'll see clusters that are called degree programs. So here are 6 specific associate's degrees that you can register for, enroll in, and finish while attending the Laurel Ridge Community College. So just know that these degree programs are typically about 60 college credits. So that's about 20 classes. If you break that down by time frame, if you're a full-time student, about 2 to 2.5 years. Most of our students, again, are multitasking, so maybe it might take them a little bit longer. Many of our degree programs are the foundation of a bachelor's degree. So many of our students will be finishing an associate's degree and then transferring to a 4-year school like George Mason, James Madison, VCU, ODU. So those are some great options for students, and we can talk more about how seamless that process can be, that transfer process between all the Virginia community colleges and the 4-year partners in the state of Virginia. When you scroll down a little bit more on the website, the next heading you're going to see are certificate programs. So certificate programs are typically shorter term. So maybe rather than 20 classes in an associate's degree, they would be more like maybe 5 or 10 classes. They're very content specific. So rather than just a broad management degree, maybe you would prefer to study something more specific so that you can get into the workforce or that career industry a little bit sooner, learning more about it in a day-to-day role. So maybe you want to focus on medical billing and coding, or you want to focus on small business management. Maybe that's a focus. Oftentimes the certificates, the courses that you take, will stack inside a degree program. So maybe if you're looking for like a mini win or a short-term gain, you can start with a certificate, and then you can stack that inside an associate's degree, and then ultimately move it towards a bachelor's degree moving forward. Again, as you continue to scroll, you're going to see another category, the third category of programs that we offer, that are called credential programs. Credential programs are typically short-term and very content-specific. And the end result of a credential program is what we call an industry credential. So that is a completion that tells an employer that you have finished a certain set of skills or content area, so that you can put that on your resume and they understand that whether you apply for a job in Maryland or Montana, Texas or Arkansas. It's just an opportunity for a common language in a specific career industry. So again, if you finish a construction project management credential and you put that on your resume, that construction project or that construction industry knows what that content would be and know that you would then be eligible to, potentially apply and then achieve a position with their company if that was the skill set they were looking for. So again, these are great ways to partner with the certificate or the degree programs. There's a lot of opportunity to really knit credentials inside a longer term certificate or degree program. So really take some time to look through those, see what kinds of opportunities would be good for you. And then also know that you will be working with a staff member, an academic advisor, or a person on one of our teams that will help you navigate the registration process, the enrollment process, understanding how best to utilize your time and resources while you are engaged in programs here at the community college. So the next thing I'm going to cover is talking about affording college. We know that all students are very conscientious of the cost of college programs, whether those are short-term or long-term. So I also want to show you how to access more information about affording college. Again, I'm back on the home page, laurelridge.edu, using these 3 resource buttons to help you navigate finding more information. So affording college, when you click on that, it's going to bring you to our financial aid site, where they have a lot of resources, whether it's comparing the cost or how to save while you're enrolled in different programs. So what is the benefit of going to a community college? Knowing that the tuition is the third the cost of a 4-year college or university, you can use the tool to see that for yourself. Compare Laurel Ridge tuition to Mary Washington or Old Dominion, for example. There's an opportunity to engage with our financial aid website. Again, there's a lot of frequently asked questions that you can scroll through. There's step-by-step instructions on how to apply for financial aid. So the FAFSA, the Federal Financial Aid Form, is where we strongly encourage all of our students to apply for FAFSA if they're planning to enroll in an associate's degree or a certificate program. That information is shared with the college, and then we will do our best to match you with as many funds as possible. There's, again, all kinds of resources here to help you navigate that. But ultimately, if you need more support, You are welcome to contact our financial aid office and schedule a one-on-one appointment to help you navigate those financial aid steps. We want to maximize the opportunity for you to cost share your education with either the federal government, the state government, or local scholarship opportunities. So there's a lot of great resources here. I also want to mention another opportunity for financial aid. About 18 months ago, the governor's office put forth a program called G3, which is state funding. And I'm just going to go up here and show you what that website looks like. It's just our homepage with the tag G3. G3 again is state funding. It is a program, get skilled, get a job, and get ahead. And it really supports students in 5 content areas that are the most in demand in the state of Virginia. Here on the G3 website, it explains more about the funding, and it specifically shows you which programs would qualify for that funding. So again, they're very strategic in the sense that we know in the state of Virginia, these are critical labor shortages. So we really want to support students to become more educated, skilled in these content areas so that we can have a more robust labor market. Again, you're welcome to browse these depending on what you might be interested in. And then know that if you qualify, and what does that mean by qualify? Your education, your whole program could be covered by the state grant G3. So who does qualify for G3? The state has come up with very upfront criteria. So you must have been a state resident for the last 12 months. You must have a high school diploma or a GED. And there is an income threshold with that criteria. So for example, a family of 4 in the state of Virginia, this income has actually just been recently updated. If you make less than $111,000 a year collectively as a whole family unit, then your community college program in that content area would be covered. We know that we're covering a lot of information tonight, so just know that if you hear something that you want to learn more about, please reach out to us. And then we can dialogue one-on-one on how specifically some of these resources or funding programs might be valuable to you specifically, or talk about your specific circumstances. Also want to share that with our credential programs that we also have G3 funding. That is also in partnership with another state grant called Fast Forward funding. So a lot of terminology to really help support you in accessing college programming at as little cost to you, and if not for free, as possible. So again, just know that one-on-one, we will work with you to try to do our very best to match you with the most amount of funds. So again, just a quick recap of ways to afford college. We will help you with FAFSA, which is the federal financial aid form, just going back to the main site, as well as G3 funding for programs in 5 content areas. And then if you're interested in a credential program, many of our credential programs also qualify for a state funding grant called Fast Forward, in addition to G3. So we can really layer on some of those financial aid opportunities and those financial assistance programs to potentially have you complete a program at no cost to you. So we really want to dialogue with you, encourage you to fill out the FAFSA, ask our staff about Fast Forward and G3 funding, and we'll get you connected as best we can. So what's next? If you decide that you would like to come to the college, either in a certificate or a degree program, your next step would be to do that online application. It is short, about 10 or 15 minutes long. It is free and it is ongoing. We don't have an application deadline. So just know that you are welcome to do that application tonight, this weekend, if you plan to take classes in the spring, the summer, or even next fall. Our fall application is open. If you decide that you want to register for a credential program, I'm going to take a minute and just show you that how simple that is as well. I'm going to use this search box to just type in the word workforce solutions. You'll see I search for it regularly so that I can show you their website. They have a slightly different registration process from associate's degrees and certificate programs, but you'll notice the website looks very familiar. And then again, if you need help registering, we are happy to match you up with a staff member who will work on that with you. But you can click on the register now button, create a profile, and then register for the class that you're interested in. Also know that if it kind of puts you in a pause state, that just means that we're trying to match you with funds. So it's likely that a staff member will reach out to you and engage in a one-on-one conversation just to make sure that we have all the information possible. Again, really the intention of that is to offer you as much funding as possible. Right now, it's a great time to live in the state of Virginia and be considering community college education. I also want to take a minute and show you some other ways that you can engage with us for follow-up events. So maybe after tonight, you're really interested in learning more about IT. Maybe you know that that's an area that you are interested in. So we do have some ways to continue to engage in information or visiting with us. So on the homepage, laurelridge.edu, here is the visit and meet us in person or virtually. So we do offer some virtual and in-person information sessions. So I'm just going to show you what that resource looks like. If you want to schedule a tour, just let us know. You'll fill out a short form, and then we can coordinate a time with you to visit our Middletown, Fauquier, or our Laurel campus. Again, we will do our best to do that as quickly as possible, and provide you with the opportunity to see what the physical campus space looks like. If you would like to attend an information session, maybe you're really interested in what our mechatronics program is, or some of our other engineering or trades programs, then you can see here we have some virtual presentations like tonight's session. We will be having more in the spring, so check back there. Open houses, we are just finishing our fall open house circuit, but again, we will be offering some additional opportunities to visit our campus this spring. So just keep an eye out. We'll also follow up with some email information as those dates get closer. But here is some other either virtual or in-person information sessions. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like. If you click on, for instance, trades information sessions, you'll see that in January, we are having 2 information sessions in person at both the Warrenton Vint Hill location and the Middletown campus. So you can read more information about that and then register ahead of time. You're also welcome to just walk in if you find yourself having time to do that day. But if you could register ahead, that does give us an idea of about how many people will be coming, so we can staff accordingly, make sure that we have information that you're looking for available that day. So just keep that in mind. We really invite you to continue to engage with us as you move through those decision-making steps along the way. Our health professions will also be hosting some information sessions, so check back here for these buttons. We are going to add additional program information sessions. So if you're interested in our physical therapy assisting program, or maybe our surgical technology, maybe drones, here's that IT information session. So we will increase these buttons and these opportunities to participate in some of those information sessions. Excuse me. So just want to take a moment and pause and see if you have any additional questions, or there's content that I haven't shared tonight that you might be curious about learning more about. No questions. Okay. Guy, is there anything additional that you would like to share with our visitors and potential viewers moving forward?
No, not at this time. I think you've covered it Very well, Michelle. I think the follow-up opportunities, we'll have a chance to send out that video once again. But truly, if you are interested in some of our programs now, through the pathway pages is the best place to start. And so that's what I would recommend. Also, as you're considering some of our programs at Laurel Ridge, it's best to align your interests and your abilities with the job prospects in our region. So if you plan to live local and work local, a lot of our programs reflect those high demand jobs. So keep that in mind as you take a look at healthcare, construction trades, engineering, IT, cybersecurity, you name it. So I think the key and recommendation that we would pass on to you as you explore programs is to find a program within our region that's in high demand. But if you would like to know more about some of those programs or want to know what is most in demand, coming to our informational sessions are a great place to start. And certainly connecting with folks like Michelle and others at the college can definitely give you some guidance as well too. So that's my recommendation as the marketing guy. And thank you so much for your time and listening to today's recording.
Perfect. Thanks again. Again, use the resources and the website as a resource. It was intentionally designed to be a support to you as you're asking questions and reaching out. So we hope that you are able to find that information and really continue to engage with what is going to be meaningful for you for your next step. Again, I will conclude by saying, as I mentioned earlier, that it is an incredibly beneficial time to be a student or a potential student in the state of Virginia. The Virginia Community College system is really exploding with opportunities, increased programming, and funding streams. So just, be reassured that if you're considering a degree, certificate, or credential program right now, we will enthusiastically support that with both staff resources as well as potential funding opportunities as well. So again, we look forward to seeing you either virtually or in person on one of our campus locations soon. And again, we invite you to continue to engage with us.